City's WPTV News Channel 5 at 5.
I was looking forward to coming here and get some sunshine because in Seattle it's dreary and rainy and everything else, and it's not happening.
Days of relentless wind and rain are taking a toll on many weekend plans. We break down the timeline of what to expect and when in the forecast and the events that won't be going off as planned. Plus, the major investment airlines are making to steer clear of holiday travel turbulence after a holiday meltdown just 12 months ago.
I'm Joe St. George at a Trump rally in Coralville, Iowa. Can anything or anyone stop former President Trump from winning the Iowa caucuses and the Republican nomination? We're 1 month out from the caucuses, and we go in depth next.
We begin this hour with the weather, a flood watch in effect, along with several advisories. We're keeping you prepared as a severe weather threat brings tropical storm force winds to our area. From West Palm Beach to the Treasure Coast, we have team coverage this evening. First, we begin with meteorologist Steve Villanueva with a look at your forecast. Steve?
Well, Tanya, certainly another dreary day across South Florida. Lots of clouds, not much rainfall, but boy, those winds continue to howl. Here's a live look outside. There's the Jupiter Inlet and the lighthouse. Right now, we're seeing winds coming in off of the Atlantic, sustained up to 25 miles an hour, but we're seeing wind gusts right now of 20 to 30. But earlier today, we had wind gusts up to 40, so just a very blustery day. Now, we still have a wind advisory in effect through early Sunday morning, winds potentially up to 45 miles an hour at times. And as we head into tomorrow, heavy rain in the forecast. So as a result, a flood watch has been issued for coastal Palm Beach County. Lots of clouds overhead, some moisture into the Gulf of Mexico. Way out here, an area of lower pressure is developing, and that's going to sweep across the state as we head into tomorrow. We're going to start off with rain in the morning, and then it increases as the day goes on. And by tomorrow evening, we're talking the potential of some strong storms as some thunderstorms roll on through. The National Weather Service placing all of South Florida under a slight risk of severe weather. That means we could have a stronger storm or two by the time we get to tomorrow night, maybe a tornado as well. We're going to time it out for you coming up.
Just about an hour ago, Governor Ron DeSantis took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to say the Division of Emergency Management is monitoring the weather this weekend. The Florida State Guard is also activated to help with any weather response. In Indian River County, crashing waves and gusting winds could chip away at the beaches that the county just spent millions to restore. Last month, the county began Sector 3 of their beach and dune restoration project. WPTV's Kate Hussey brings us the efforts now to combat fears of even more erosion eating away at the shoreline.
This is what's left of Wabasso Beach. Just a cliff and then not much beach until you hit water. It's the reason Indian River County has spent millions of dollars restoring this beach. A step forward taken 2 steps back by powerful wind and smacking swells. An angry sea pummels Wabasso Beach again and again.
It's just crazy. It's volatile.
The first thing I said when we sat down was like, those waves are huge.
Todd Breland,
checking out the swells,
is one of the many people who came out to film the thundering tide on their phones.
This is amazing to witness. It really is.
Chipping away at the shoreline, wave after wave.
Wow, you don't see it like that often, and there's no beach left.
That's the concern for Indian River County's Coastal Resource Manager, Quentin Bergman, too.
This is unfortunate to see.
Especially since the county just spent $13 million to launch Sector 3 of their beach and dune restoration project in November, replenishing 6.6 miles of beach up and down Indian River's coast.
It's really tricky to build a beach when it's at the same time being eroded away.
Now that project is on hold while Mother Nature once again pounds away. But Bergman isn't worried.
This is why we do dune nourishment. If we don't do this, the beach and dunes just continue to erode.
And most folks feeling Mother Nature's wrath.
Yeah, I wish I would have brought a clip, but whatever.
Don't seem to be worried either.
There's repercussions to Mother Nature's wrath. But again, we're not going to change things. This is the way things happen.
Here's the good news. The contractor is expected to be back out here on Monday, continuing to restore the dunes and beaches. And no matter how much damage we get from this storm, Bergman says it won't add on to the cost of this project. Reporting in Indian River County, I'm Kate Hussey, WPTV News Channel 5.
The wet and windy weather is having an impact on holiday events throughout South Florida this weekend and also on the Treasure Coast. Boat parades are being rescheduled or canceled, and other outdoor activities are closing up shop. WPTV Stephanie Susskind takes a look at what's off limits and where you can still bring in some holiday cheer.
Well, Santa putting this South Florida weather on the naughty list. You can see that this fence has been knocked down around the new Paradise Island Children's Play area, and it's part of the reason why this area is going to be closed tonight and tomorrow here in downtown West Palm Beach.
We seem to have brought the Seattle weather with us.
Kim and Julia Baker were excited to visit West Palm Beach, but this weather was not on their wish list.
I was looking forward to coming here and getting some sunshine because in Seattle it's dreary and rainy and everything else. And it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. No sunshine. So. But it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Sandy Tree, sculpted from 700 tons of sand, is standing tall and will continue to light up each night, rain or shine. But with strong wind and more rain on the way, the new Paradise Island Kids Sandbox and the Ferris wheel are closed Friday night and Saturday. Saturday morning's famous green market is also off the books. But at Okehele Park in West Palm Beach, the Lights for Hope drive-through light display says, come on down.
We are designed for bad weather. You enjoy the show from the comforts of your own car, roll up the windows if it's raining, roll them down if you want to pretend it's snowing, but you never have to leave your cars.
The show, featuring more than 2 miles of lights, benefits families whose children are dealing with a terminal or life-changing diagnosis. The display was previously damaged after a mid-November overnight storm. Now they've taken extra precautions to withstand whatever comes their way.
Everything is stronger, everything is tighter, everything is more resilient. Some new things have even popped up from it. So when one door closes, another one opens, and we've created an even better experience for the community. We plan to be open. Christmas stops for nobody.
And as far as this area is concerned, the city is expecting it to be open on Sunday. Of course, we'll keep you updated on this and all of the other closures on our website at WPTV.com. In downtown West Palm Beach, Stephanie Susskind, WPTV News Channel 5.
Several other popular events have been canceled this weekend because of the weather conditions. The Martin County Boat Parade is postponed until next weekend. In Indian River County, the annual Christmas Boat Parade scheduled for tomorrow night has been called off. At this point, there are no plans to reschedule the event. In Port St. Lucie, Holiday Lights at the Botanical Gardens is canceled through Sunday, and the Polar Express at the Park event in Stewart is canceled. Take the First Alert radar wherever you go. Download the WPTV News app. You will also receive breaking weather alerts pushed right to your phone. Some breaking news this evening. Rudy Giuliani ordered to pay nearly $150 million to 2 Georgia election workers. A federal jury says he repeatedly made false accusations against Ruby Freeman and her daughter, Shay Moss. Both testify that Giuliani's lies led to racist and violent threats and turned their lives upside down. Giuliani led Trump's legal team after his 2020 election loss. He plans to appeal the verdict. Today marks 1 month until the Iowa caucuses. That's the first contest in the Republican race for president. Former President Donald Trump still leads polls there by a lot, but some think there's a chance of an upset. Scripps national political editor Joe St. George went to Iowa to better understand the state of the race, Trump's popularity, and whether anything can stop him from winning the nomination.
You can read the polls and you can watch the debates, but the best way to understand the state of the race for president in 2024 is actually to come to states like Iowa. The caucuses are on January 15th, and there's no better first stop than a rally for former President Donald Trump.
I wonder how you got that. You got that because of me.
We didn't come to Iowa just to bring you former President Trump's latest stump speech. We came here to talk to voters and to those who will be caucusing around 1 month from now.
We don't think anything's wrong with Trump. We love Trump.
Even after January 6th, even after the multiple indictments?
Yes.
The first thing you learn is that among his most loyal supporters, nothing has happened in recent years to change their minds. Real Clear Politics polling average has Trump up by around 30 points in Iowa. And in talking to Joanne Sweeting, you see why. She decided after 8 years of Trump rallies to come to one for the first time.
Longtime supporter, first time being at a rally.
There are a lot of interesting people here. Is that the biggest issue for you, food affordability?
That's the biggest issue, food costs. If you don't eat, you don't survive.
Rick Wenzel says the cost of food is motivating him, but the most interesting person we met is Joseph Pura.
I voted for Joe Biden, so
And now you're at a Trump rally.
yeah, I've totally flipped sides.
Pura tells me right now he sees himself voting Republican next year because of the economy. But he also said that if Trump is convicted of felonies, that will sway his vote.
Someone in office has to be not a convicted person.
Of course, not everyone in Iowa is backing Trump. We traveled about 2.5 hours west to catch the campaign bus of Vivek Ramaswamy.
The Iowa caucus is done this way for a reason.
His event much smaller, about 20 people, but we met some here who voted Democrat last election. Ramaswamy is polling around 5% right now and told me not to believe the polls. Do you have a ticket to New Hampshire if you don't do well?
I don't have to win Iowa to win this race. Top 3 in Iowa easily puts us on the path we need to be on.
If you're 4th in Iowa, though.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to get top 3 in Iowa.
Of course, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley are campaigning most weeks in Iowa now, too, and both campaigns believe an upset is possible. Chris Christie is focused almost exclusively on the New Hampshire primary.
Iowans historically break late.
Bob Vanderplatz runs the Iowa-based Family Leader and is a top evangelical in the state. He has picked every caucus winner since 2008 and has endorsed DeSantis instead of Trump. He believes an Iowa surprise is still possible.
It will shock the nation. It may shock the world if Trump does not win the Iowa caucuses. I don't know if it's going to shock Iowa.
Joe St. George, Scripps News, Des Moines.
This weekend, storms are expected to undo much of the beach renourishment work we spent millions of dollars on. Ahead of 5:30, we'll show you why the cost to rebuild beaches keeps going up.
We are so glad to be reporting tonight from McKee Botanical Garden on the Treasure Coast. It's the 21st year of the Festival of Lights.
And here's my Christmas rhyme. The weather out here right now, not really that frightful. The lights are truly delightful, so come on out tonight and get a sightful. Thus ends my Christmas poetry, but begins a great evening here. We're going to have a lot more ahead.
He nailed it.
And First Alert meteorologist Steve Villanueva has your most accurate weather forecast in just minutes.